Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is good this morning. Deb is watching to see who's going to guess this coffee this morning. So go ahead and guess. There are 5 spots left on the board. That's it. 5. We're getting there. I was just talking to Deb about what I did this week. Now, this is a year in the decisioning, this deciding. I Some of you know that I was born on an Appaloosa horse farm, which means I've had horses in my life, my whole life. Um, and I have 2 of my own, and they lived here on my farm. My mother's farm is very close by. Well, with all of the bowling stuff that we decided to do last year, we also decided it was too much to keep them here. And my friend down the road lost her old 30-year-old. So what I did was I talked to her, and they're still mine, but they moved last Monday down to her place. They love it. I love it. She loves it. So when bowling starts up again, it will not be such a big, hard thing to take care of them because she will be doing most of it. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Oh. But mom's still got 10. So I hope everyone's doing great today. Hi, everybody. So far, so good. I mean, they are having a big change in their life because they were the only 2 together alone for 12 years. And now they have other horses around. And their stalls are far apart, which they do not like. They do not like that. But they'll get used to it. They'll see that every day they'll be out with each other every day. So All right. Well, we are working on some blankets together, and I didn't finish mine. I got a couple rows of the yellow on. I am on the last color change. And let's see. So I started the V-stitch row, and that would be row 2 of the last color change. And I got to tell you, this variegated ran out with one side to go, just a little bit of a corner and one side to go. And I had to make a decision. No, it was the gray. Yeah, not the variegated, the gray. Had to make a decision if I should rip that row out because I didn't have any more of the gray, or ad lib a different yarn even. So the last row, okay, so where do I join in the new color? Okay, there is a stitch marker there. So when I finished the gray, it would have been this last row of gray right there, across the whole top. And then I started it somewhere in here. And you know what? You are not going to be able to tell that was a different gray. It almost looked like the same color gray. And it isn't even close. It is a willow blossom that I found in a bucket. And I just added half a row, or well, one side. So yeah. So okay, so it got a little warm last night, and I only got 2 rows of the yellow on. But it is gorgeous. Okay, I'm getting excited about starting a new one of them too, because I was told to put stuff away, and I have 2 other color schemes that I want to try that are sweet delight. So, you know. Okay, so what I did was I put everyone 28 entries. You guys are finishing them up. Some people have 2 and 3 done. That is awesome. I'm so glad I inspired you to use this pattern because it's quick. It's fun. I love it. So we are going to do the wheel spin for the blanket. See if we can get someone up on the board or a prize out of the basket. Cindy King! Cindy King, are you on the board live? Mrs. C is live. Beverly is live. Julie, Annette, Aisha, Steve, Angela, and Joanne. So Cindy King is not live. You have a choice. You can pick something out of the basket or take a spot on the board. If you want a spot on the board, the numbers are number 18, 19, and 20, 23, and 30. There are only 5 spots left. Five spots left. Okay. She wants a bracket. Okay. Let's see what she comes up with. $19. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, so what we'll do now is Deb will mark the chat, and anybody will be able to comment that has a United States address, please. And you can win a spot on the bracket board or something out of the basket. So go ahead and Deb, mark the chat now. We always use Deb's live chat, not top chat. Make sure your comments are on live chat. And we'll go ahead and do that first. And we'll talk about our other make-along. Yes. All right. Before I go to the crocheted sweater, you know I got to show you this. The second sweater is done. I showed it on my addictions video. Oh, I used a little button of flowers. Now, when I was doing the second one, I decided not to do any buttonholes. I left them open. I just did the ribbing the way that you would do it without any buttonholes. And I'm glad I did because the material is so drapey and just you don't need any buttonholes. You could put any button you want. In fact, I picked out a couple and they slipped right through and they would have had to been stabilized, which you can do with yarn. You can make those buttonholes stiffer and if you need to, if they're too big. So this was my second attempt to make this sweater bigger. And I really like it. I do. But I think the 9mm is not necessary. I think I'm going to stay with an 8. And the next time, again, prototype, The next time I do it, I'm going to put the sleeves on, and that, yeah, it's gonna be in the blue. So I just wanted to show you that, and that's why it ended up with one button, because the smaller one slipped right through too much. There wasn't any buttonholes, and it still was. So this one, I don't know. I think I might save it for one of the girls. I don't know yet. But let's move on to the crochet sweater we are making together. I got to tell you, there's only 8 of you that posted. So in a way, I'm glad, because I am making it as we go. And yet I'm like, wow, only 8. Okay. So we did the yoke as a stripe, and that is that I do off camera while I'm designing. So there's mine. This is done in the cream and the ballet slipper. So it's a really light pink, almost mauve. Beautiful color. Sweet delight. Okay, so I started the body, and this is what your body's going to look like. It's going to be lacy. And then after I did some of it, I said, well, there's going to be a choice. If you are making it for a boy, then you will just change one stitch on the body, and you won't have what appears to be flowers, which it is. I did it. I did put flowers on. So this pink one has flowers, one flower, one rosebud, every other motive or cluster. Yeah. And when we do the boy one, which I'm doing the blue, and this one is the teal with you. So it is not, the body hasn't been started. I will be doing the boy version, which will be the same cluster throughout. There won't be any rosebuds on this one. So that's why I was talking about 2 colors. I didn't want to give too much away when we first started, but now you'll understand why, when you said the white for the trim, I was like, no, 2 colors. But that's why, because the 2 colors are rotating throughout. Nobody's got the coffee yet. Oh my goodness. Linda is the winner of our first draw here. Yeah, I saw that, Frida. You had blue in yours. So, yeah. And then I'll just tell you. Okay, so Linda, you're not active on the board. And Linda, did I miss your birthday? Because I think I sent you something on Facebook, but I think it got away from me. Uh-huh. So let's see what Linda's going to do. Cinnamon bun. Dang, that's close. July 11th. All right. Okay. So we are getting ready to celebrate Linda's birthday this week. Happy birthday from all of us. We love you. 23. All right. Let's see. 23. That created a roll-off. So let's do this. Linda and Aisha. Linda and Aisha, woohoo! Let's do it. Aisha beats you. Ah, oh, cheapers. Okay, Aisha, congratulations. Yep. It's just that you don't last very long sometimes, huh? All right, well, that creates a roll off between her and Annette. 2 A's. We usually have C's. All right, so that means I have to do it again. Aisha and Annette. Now, if you get bumped off, you get to play and get back on. So that's how this is working. Well, all right, let's do this. This is fun when we get down to like 5 names. Aisha wins again. Annette, you're bumped off. Okay. All right. Okay, now I think that we have to do another drawing. Yep, we have to do a drawing for the sweater. And I put that one into my other thing here. Okay, so there's 8 of you in this one. This one is for the crochet sweater make along. So this is that spin. And we are going to get a winner here. I think it is Frida. Frida is the winner of the crochet sweater random draw today. So you had to have started the crochet sweater with me. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Joanne's birthday too. Yay. Happy birthday, Joanne. Okay, so we have Frida needing to tell me if she wants a spot on the bracket board or something out of the basket. And I got to check Joanne, Angela, Steve, Aisha, Cindy, Julie, Beverly, and Mrs. C. So, Frida, you can pick numbers 18, 20, or 30, or something out of the basket. And Latoya, looks like Latoya got the coffee. Okay, Frida wants 30. Hey, it's keeping me busy today. Yeah, this is great. Looks like we might have a winner today if we keep this up. 2 spots open. All right, so I have to put in Angela and Frida for roll-off. Okay. Oh, we got Angela moving on. And then that puts her up to a roll-off between Angela and Joanne, whose birthday is this week also. So Angela and Joanne. I'm going quick, so I'm hoping that Miss Deb writes down the actual winners because she always does. But in the roll-offs, it's not as important. Joanne, Joanne moves on. And then Joanne goes up against Steve. And that, whoever wins that one, will be in the semifinalist. It is Steve. Steve beat Joanne out. Okay. Okay, so semifinalists so far are Mrs. C, Beverly C, and Steve F. So we have 18 and 20 to go, and we could finish this today. You just never know. It could be. Okay, let's do Miss Latoya for the coffee. She got it. It is cinnamon cookie. Was it? What the heck was it? I got to look at it. The actual name of the coffee. Where is it? It's in Deb and I's chat. That's where it is. We got cinnamon sugar cookie and hazelnut. And I spelled it weird because the phone is stupid. All right, so all right, yes, he's been playing Van Halen over there. Latoya, you won the coffee, so says Deb. So I am waiting to see if you would like a spot on the bracket board that's left, 18 or 20, or something out of the basket. And where did the wheel of names go? Because I need it back. There it is. Okay. I moved that around, and that didn't work so good. Basket, please. Okay. All right. So the basket's been changed up a little bit more. There is a baby outfit pamphlet back here. There is, it's crochet, by the way. There is a bag number 1, bag number 2, bag number 3, bag number 4, and this bag of goodies, number 5. So we will let Latoya pick a bag. Well, we also have the holder too in here still. That's still in there. So if you're new here, this basket is usually up there, and I refill it every now and again. 33 people here. Wow. Number 5. Okay. Okay. Number 5. Let's see what we got. You picked number 5, and that makes no yarn in here. No. You want me to open it, or you want me to just be surprised? Waiting for your answer, my dear. It's a long ways from Garland, Texas to here to answer, right? Thank you, Steve. Open it. Okay. So this is a organza bag, and I stuck some goodies in here from different subscriptions and stuff like that. One of the first things, though, I'll tell you that's in here is one of Deb Murray's fishes. This is a handmade stitch marker by Deb Murray. I still had a couple left sitting here, so I threw one of them in. So that is from Deb. Then I have this Lion Brand needle gauge. That was in there. And then there is a stitch marker from the, what is this one from? I think this one is from my Yarnable sometime last year. And it is a piece of cheese stitch marker. All right. And then we have some of these needle caps. They are hands. They're both the same. They are purple. And then we have two more stitch markers from Yarnable. And this one is a bumblebee, or a honeybee, I guess. Yeah, that's a honeybee. And then a honeybee piece of their nest, their honey. So there's two stitch markers there. So that's what was in that bag. And I'll send that out to you, my dear. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to pick up where we left off on part 2 of the crochet sweater. Using the H hook now, we're going to start in the body. We're going to start with the neutral color. And I'm going to work on my blue one. And refer to the pink one if I need to. Okay, so here's the story. When we do the contrasting color, we are going to try and do it on the front of our work. So if we get to a row that we need to do it, we will go back to the beginning and put it on the right side of our work, just like we did when we did the stripes. If not, if the right side is already facing us when we turn, then we will just continue on with the contrasting, cut it at the end of the row, and then pick up where we're attached at the other side. The same exact way that we did the stripes. We will add in the contrasting on one side, always on the right side, and then do our row and then cut it at the other end. That is the same. So row number 1 of your body already has you connected, and the sleeves are already worked off. They're counted off. So we're going to start with the neutral, and we're going to slip it through. Just go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work just like you did when you changed colors before. And then we will chain 1 and turn, single crochet in the very first single crochet, and chain 1. You will skip 2 single crochets, and you will make 3 doubles in the next chain. That will be your cluster on the first row. And then you will chain 1 in between. You will skip 2 again, 2 singles again, and make a single and chain 1. Skip 2 again and do another cluster. So 3 double crochets. I'm going to go back to the beginning and repeat that. So we're going to chain 1 and turn, and on the very first row we're going to single crochet in the first single crochet, and then we are going to skip 2, chain 1, skip 2, single crochet, no, do 3 doubles. Good Lord. I should not read the comments when I am talking about stitches. At the beginning of the row, you will chain 1 and turn, make a single crochet in the first single, chain 1 and skip 2 stitches, 3 double crochets in the next single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, 3 double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next. Continue on until you have 4 of each. Now let me lay down my pink one in front of me so that I have it right in front of me. I will answer your question in just a moment. I got to put a stitch marker in here. It's already pulling it out. Of course, I don't have any. They're always somewhere else but where I want them, right? So, nope, don't have any. Okay. So on the right-hand side, it is. Thank you very much, Steve. On the right-hand side, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4. You will have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 of each. So 4 singles and 4 clusters. And chain 1's in between. Now you should be at the underarm. At this point, I go ahead and I only chain 1 and skip 1. Because you're coming up to the underarm. Single crochet in the next stitch by skipping only 1, chain 1, and then put your cluster in around the entire underarm. So 3 double crochets into the underarm space and chain 1 again. And then skip 1 single and put your single on the other side of the underarm. Okay, so I'm going to let everybody catch up to that point. Diane does not have Facebook, and she needed to do row 12. So I got the repeats to row 18. No, that should be row 12. Row 12 is the row you do the repeat 3 times in the yoke. The double crochet row and 2 singles, double crochet row and 2 singles. You do that 4 times for 12 rows. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yes. Then the 12th row, instead of doing row 12 like normal, you would put 1 single crochet into each of your corner stitches and keep going instead of doing a corner. And what that does is it closes up the gaps for your for your sleeves. That's all. Okay, you got that, Diane? So you'll have your front and one stitch in the corner. You'll have your back and one stitch in the corner, in each corner, and then your other front. No chains. No, just put one in the corner and just keep going. Okay. All right. So then when you get to the underarm, you're only going to chain one and skip one on each side of the underarm. Okay. So you have 4 singles and 4 clusters on the front, and then the contrasting color row is the front of your work. Yes. So at the time you have 4 clusters and 4 singles, you will skip 1 instead of 2, chain 1 and put a single in the next, and then chain 1 and put your cluster over the space for your armhole. And that is the only difference. Otherwise, it is the same. Chain 1 and skip 1, single crochet in the next. Chain 1 and skip 2 and go back to what you were doing by skipping 2, and put 3 doubles in the next. Chain 1 and skip 2 and put a single in the next. Chain 1 and skip 2 and 3 doubles in the next. So this is the same until we get to the other armhole. So you'll have chain 1 and skip 2, unless it's one side of each side of the armhole, and then it is chain 1 and skip 1. It tightens up the armhole and it gives us the right count. So on the back, we will actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We will have 9 singles and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clusters. But there will be a cluster in each of your armhole. Okay, everybody got that? Sounds like there's lots of people doing it, and there isn't. Okay, let's go on. And you'll go all the way across with that. Same repeat. Chain 1, skip 2, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 2, 3 doubles for your cluster. Now, basically, this is going to be the same for this row. Most of your work will be like this. It'll be very similar. The second row, the one that doesn't have a cluster, will always be the same. The only differences will be changing color. So anybody have any more questions? I don't want to miss anything. If I miss something, yeah. All right. Thanks for everybody for answering all those questions about the shawl. That was a shawl good. It was a Hobby Lobby pattern from a free pattern that they had posted, and they also put out in the little sides of the yarn where you could get take a flyer. Yep, it was shawl good. And I used 3 colors of I love this yarn. And the girls are really good about telling you guys about that. Yeah, so thank you. I usually have make along going on, and that's part of our show as normal. And so we are going to get down to the last of the back, and you should have a cluster right. That should be the last thing that you have, and then you will chain one, and then you will put, no, that isn't what I got. What is going on here? All right, that is there. Chain one. One. Oh, I see what happened. That isn't what I had at all. I'll tell you what is hotter than heck in here today. The contrasting color row will be the front side. It will be row number 3 when we get to it. But it won't be every other. It will be like, it'll be well, you'll see. Yeah. Oh, it's really warm for New York, for where I live anyway. It's just crazy warm. Now, the last couple days, the humidity was up, and that's the other thing. We don't normally have that either. So your last one before the underarm is the same. It will be single crochet, chain one, skip one, do your cluster over the armhole of 3 doubles, chain one, and skip one, and then single crochet in the next stitch. Then you'll go back to chain one, skip 2, do 3 doubles, chain one, skip 2. Has everybody got that hang of that? Hi, Teresa. Okay. Okay, so then the other front panel side should have the same amount of single crochets and clusters as the other side. So it's 4 and 4. And you will end with a single crochet in the last stitch. And if for some reason you do not have exactly the amount of stitches that you should have, then go skip an extra one or whatever in somewhere else, but don't do it right on the edge. Mine comes out okay. It comes out the way it should. So when you get to that end of that, you're going to have your, what I'm calling the cluster row done. The cluster rows should be on the front side of your work. Your V-stitch rows are going to be on the other side of your work. So you will chain 4 on the V-stitch row. If that's what row we're on, you will skip over to the middle double crochet of the first cluster and place a single crochet. we will come back to use that chain 4 as a double and a chain 1. So it will lay down for now, but later on it will stand back up again when we do the next row. So just chain 4, turn your work, put a single in the middle of your cluster, middle stitch of your cluster, and then chain 1. And then do a V-stitch in the next single crochet. Single crochet, do a V-stitch. Is everybody up to where we are? If not, we will go ahead and mark the chat for Let's Make a Yarn Deal. It's a little bit late, but let's do it, Deb. If you are new here, then you don't know that you have to have a United States address to play the game. We go by my moderator, Deb's chat. She marks the chat. You put in your favorite color and weight of yarn right now, and she goes, marks the chat again, goes and finds me a winner from that, and I try to match the yarn that you told me to try and find in Christi's closet. So that is how you play the game. And in the meantime, we are on row number 2. You will chain 4 and turn your work. You will single crochet in the second double crochet of the cluster before, and then you will chain 1 and skip over to the next single and put a V-stitch. The V-stitch is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in that V-stitch. Hi, Brenda. Then you will repeat that all the way across your row. You will make a single crochet in the second or the middle double crochet of the cluster. You will chain 1. You will do a V-stitch in the next single, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, single in the middle double crochet of the next cluster, and just continue all the way across. And this will be all in the neutral color. This baby sweater is intended to be 12 to 18 months. And I know a couple of you were shocked at the size. I put sweaters on over clothes. I hate to have no way of putting arms in because it's too tight. And so when we start to draw in the neckline, it's going to bring it in a little bit. We will be changing colors next row, but we will not cut the neutral. We are not going to cut the neutral. Leave that always on. We'll only put the opposite color on and then cut that. So Miss Deb is gone off to do what she has to do. And I do want to remind you that both Deb and I are taking a weekend off. It will be July 23rd. And so we will come back the following week. And wherever that part 4 will probably land in will be the last section of this sweater. Will be delayed a week. Chain 1 in between. Yep. Chain 1, single crochet in the top of your cluster. Chain 1, V-stitch in the next single, chain 1. Yep, you got it, Frida. Good morning. Winner is Latoya? Seriously? Goodness. Wow. Okay, let's see what she's got here. All right. Congratulations, Latoya. It's just I've heard your name a couple times and I'm shocked that that's just the way it rolls. All righty. Let's see. What has she got? Like medium for any color. Okay. All right. So, how I normally do this is I go over and I start searching through and pick out something that matches what the person said. And she said any color this time, which is kind of fun. Yeah. So, while you're doing row number 2, I'm going to go look for some yarn for Latoya. And let's see. Number 4. Okay. Well, this is different. Let's talk about this different yarn. Okay. Okay, I found something. I did. All right. So I looked over there and there was something that said Hirschner's on it. And, a lot of us buy yarn from Hirschner's, but it doesn't always act like it is a Hirschner's because there's a warehouse there that sells all companies, all brands, it seems like. They sell Premier, they sell Lion Brand, they sell Red Heart, they sell just about everything. And they even sell Willow, which, again, I like that. That's a higher end. This one is called Hirschner's Twill. So this one is 70% cotton, 25% acrylic, 5% wool, that you cannot feel that. It's saying use a G hook, machine wash, dry flat. And it has the color name Ash Berries. So it is maroon marl. Very pretty. A maroon color. And it's got doesn't say. Oh, 199 yards, right? Oh, I'm so sorry, Linda. Oh. All right, see you, everybody that's leaving. Okay, so we have this beautiful maroon, and if you don't want this, then you could take something outside of the basket or take a spot on the bracket board. But I do want to put in a stitch marker. And I think this time we should go with the peacock, because you didn't have one of these peacock ones yet. Yeah. Oh gosh. Now, what are you going to do, Miss Latoya? Are you going to keep your item, Let's Make a Yarn to You? Or are you going to, oh gosh, or are you going to trade it up for a spot on the bracket board or something out of the basket? That is the way that we play it. Yes, you love it. All right. So that will be sent out to you. All you have to do when you win something on the show is claim it with a message, either through Messenger or an email. All of those places are linked down below. And that will be over there for now. Okay, so we're working on the second to the last row. The second row, I should say. We're working on row 2. And we're doing the V-stitch row. That's what I meant to say, the V-stitch row. This is not the work. Where is it? Okay. I will try to put the update into the sweater on the Facebook page as soon as I can. But you should kind of try and write down, just in case you don't have Facebook, which I didn't even think about that for Diane. And then if you can't, well, you have to re-watch the live. However, I guess I didn't do that last row on the live. You're right, I did not. Thanks for picking up on that one. All right. Any other questions about this? Yes, it is. It's heartbreaking. I know it. My little Izzy is getting to be, I mean, there's times when I think, oh, she's acting like a puppy, you know. But other times I'm like, wow. So when you get to the end of row 2, you will chain 1 and put 1 double in the last single on that row. Just 1 double. That straightens out your edging. And at that time, you are going to use your contrasting color and bring that through however you want to change the color. You can just drop the loop, take the hook out, drop the loop, turn your work to the front of your work, and then start the contrasting color with a slip stitch or a slip knot if you want, because that's the easiest way to anchor that, and just leave the other one hanging there until you come back, and we will draw the loop through that first stitch, and you'll be back on track, because you will be picking that neutral color up right where it is. We are going to do, I did get a knot, yep, so I'm going to gab while I get it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to cut it. That's what this yarn is noted for, is hanging up and making it, a cluster on the this yarn is noted for this. I love it still because of the polyester. It does that. It's very, very slippery, and I'm just going to cut it off. I don't have time to mess around with it while I'm on the live, and it's just the way it is. So that's in the garbage. I'm sure there are people that are going, oh, but oh well, that's life. It's too short, right? So I'm going to make a slip knot in my contrasting color. Okay. And I'm going to put in row 3, I am going to put a, oh goodness, where are we? A single crochet right in the top of your double crochet you just finished, and leave that loop sitting there and chain 1. You will then do the same as you did for row 1. You will do a cluster of 3 doubles into the next single crochet. You will chain 1, and then you will put a single in the V stitch. And then you will chain 1. You will do another cluster in the next single crochet. And if you want to, if it's a boy, just leave that cluster the same as it is. If you would rather make it a rose, take your needle out, put it back into the first double, grab the loop that you just took out and pull that through the first double, and it will join the cluster and make it pop out. And then you will have the cluster joined. In other words, like it'll be a bobble. So 3 doubles, drop your loop, go back to the first double and pull your loop through, and then make a single or a chain. But if it's a boy, just do 3 doubles. And just continue on the same way you did when we started row 1. It's the same row, but your single goes into your V stitch. And then chain 1. Does anybody have a question with this row? I'm doing the boy now, so I'm just going to go ahead and do every chain 1, 3 doubles in the single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the V stitch, chain 1 of the V stitch below. And that's all for row number 3. You're going to continue on rotating, alternating these 2 rows for the body of your sweater. Now, most of the time, sweaters say a certain amount of inches. And it almost seems like everybody wants to know how many rows, how many rows. Well, I can't tell you that because I haven't finished it yet. So we're going to do about 7 to 9 inches of this, alternating the 2 rows, and then doing 1 row of the contrasting color. Because I am not going to do the contrasting color every other row. I'm only going to do it every 3rd row. So I'm going to, So at the beginning, you will have 1, 2, 1, 2 neutral, the 3rd row contrasting. Then you will do 1, 2, 3 neutral and the contrasting color. And then repeat 1, 2, 3, and then the contrasting color. And every time you do the contrasting, make sure you do it on the front side of your work and then cut your yarn. So that way, if you do roses, they are on the front side of your work. Does that make sense, everybody? So every third row now, you'll do 3 rows, and then you will do a contrasting color. Okay? I got it. Now, when we do the border on this one, we probably won't be doing the border all the way around. We'll probably do it. I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay, everybody's got that. So we'll be doing an amount of inches. So I don't know how many rows yet, but if you can see that, that's row 1, row 2, and row 3 of the boy. It is a lacy pattern. And then if you want to put the rows in, the rows would go every other cluster. And all you do is drop your loop, put your hook back into the first double, draw the loop through, and then chain 1. And it makes the rows, it makes it look like a rose. Right there is one on the pink one. I just thought that was really cool. I've wanted to do that for a long time. And so on my pink one, I am doing that. Every other is a rose. So the contrasting color ends up on the V stitches. No, the contrasting color always is on your cluster row. So that is your cluster row. Row 2 is your V stitch row. All right. You got that now? Okay, I'm going to stay here and continue on with my blue row until I get to the end. And while we're doing that, I would like Miss Deb to mark the chat one more time, and we'll try and get one more winner for a basket draw or a bracket spot. No. Cindy, row 1 and 2 is going to be neutral. Row 3 is going to be contrasting. Then in the repeat, you will do 3 rows of neutral, and the 4th row will be contrasting, but do it on the front of your work. Then do 3 rows of neutral, and then do 1 row of contrasting. So every 4th row. I guess I probably didn't say that right, but I think I did now. But if you were doing a solid, you just would do the you would just do the V stitch and then the cluster row, and that's it. You wouldn't change. But nobody is. I don't think anybody's doing a solid. All right, we've got Miss Deb Mark in the chat again. Please put in your choice if you want a basket draw out of the basket or a bracket number. And the last 2 left are 18 and 20. Jeez. So by making our contrasting color on the front of our work, we just left our neutral sitting on that corner where we turned. We just left it sit there. So at the end of this row, we're going to cut the contrasting color off, and we're going to pick it back up. Put your hook back in the loop and make a slip stitch in the row, and then just continue on whatever row with the V-stitch, whatever row we're on. So I hope everybody figure that out. I think we need to finish this bracket board. I know I'm going overtime, but I was just thinking, if I come on next week and I try and draw random winners from the make-alongs, we wouldn't have any spots left for those people. So I probably should end this board today. Okay, so we are going to do that. What we have come to the end of our row here, we've come to chain 1 and single crochet in your third chain on the starting chain. So you're going to skip one of the chains and then put a single right in the third chain of that 4 chain to make it look like a double crochet. And now we're going to cut that yarn and weave in those ends when you get a minute. So if I go, that's the front of my work. All my clusters are regular clusters. If I go back to what I left my neutral, I will take and pick up the loop as if I were going to start right out crocheting. And the first thing you're going to do is slip stitch into that first single crochet of the contrasting color, and that will just connect. All right, and then the first thing you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, chain 4. That counts as a double crochet in a chain 1, and then you will single crochet in the middle double crochet of the first cluster. Then you will chain 1 and you will do a V-stitch. So you're right back on track of the repeating row number 2. And then you will continue on, single crochet in the middle double of the next cluster, chain 1, and another V-stitch. Does everybody figure that one out now? So at the beginning of the body, we will do 2 rows of neutral, 1 row of the contrasting color. Then we're going to do 3 rows. We're going to alternate between that. So we will end up with 3 rows of neutral and then 1 of contrasting color. And I will try, there's only 2, it's just a 2-row repeat. It's just that we're doing that 2-row repeat using a color coordinating pattern. So every 4th row now, after you start, will be your contrasting color. And there's only 2-row repeat. Okay, that's it. That's all there is to the pattern. Up until that's part 2. Now we have a winner, and it is Teresa. And Teresa wants the lowest bracket, which is number 18. So we're going to put Teresa's name in. Teresa Harp goes against Miss Julie Martell. And we'll have a roll off for those 2. Julie and Teresa. Any questions on the on the sweater, please put them in now so that way I won't miss them. Julie going against Teresa. We are finishing up this bracket board. I'm going to be starting a new one so that next week when we come back, we will have spaces for the winners. Julie won the roll off, so Julie will stay on the board. Sorry about that, Teresa. Julie's going to stay there, and we need another winner. So, Deb, reach in your little bag there, or whatever. Find me another winner. Find me another winner. So V-stitch row, cluster row. V-stitch row, cluster row. And that cluster row will be yeah, sure. I will. I won't be done, but I will. Because I've got neither one of them are up that far. But yeah, sure. I will post it. Now my plan is to find a theme, probably a patch to sew on here, to give it a little bit of a character. Maybe a bunny. Seeing this is for somebody. And I haven't seen her on lately. The girl that ordered this, so yeah. Well, as far as crochet, there's never a wrong way. And even if there is, don't rip it out. Everybody wants to rip it out. And you know what? There is not a layman person that can figure out that you skipped a stitch or that you added a stitch. They will never know. Never know. So, as long as you have the amount of clusters you're supposed to have, no one else is going to know that you skipped one or you skipped two to make it the count come out right, So, okay. So did Deb run that again, or did she draw me another one? She must have. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. And I did it too. When we were talking, I did 2 sets of singles together. And so I came out with the wrong, and I caught it 3 or 4 3 or 4 stitches later. I'm like, what's wrong here? And I had done 2 singles next to each other. This does look really, really, really nice with these colors. Oh my gosh, I am just love it. And it's so the colors are like dreamy, like what like I don't know, they're just really, really dreamy, like soft and lovable, like cozy. It looks cozy. Yeah, I just love this Sweet Delight. It's just amazing. I think that I have to say it's my favorite yarn, and you probably already knew that. But I have to warn everyone that it does make itself not up on itself. And it's not from any halo. I don't believe it is. I believe it's because it's so smooth. I don't know. It's got static. That's what I think it has. Because I've seen it have more static in the wintertime and thought, oh, yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Who said they jumped on that bus and started the Moss Stitch Granny and are going to enter it into this make along? I know. It just came up at the perfect time. And I think she even did another one yesterday, another tutorial for a baby blanket yesterday, and I haven't looked at it yet. But how funny is that? Wow, Linda. Linda. Oh my gosh. Well, happy birthday, Linda. Okay. We're going to put Linda's name into the last bracket. Oh my, I love finishing the bracket. Yep. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish the roll off here and get Linda and Cindy up against each other in this roll off. Yep. Here we go. Whoop. Here we go. All right, ladies and Steve. Let's see. We have Linda as moving on. Okay, so far so good. We've got a winner. Moving on. All right, Linda and Julie. Okay, so now I'm going to move Cindy out. Sorry, Cindy. Darn it. I wish everybody could win. And we got to put in Julie. Whoops, that's not a J. Okay. Okay, now I have Linda and Julie in here. Rolling off. Woohoo! All right. Music again, drum roll, whatever. Okay. Linda, you did it. You moved on again. All right. Okay. Now, here goes. For the semi-finalist bracket, we have Miss Linda is still alive, and we have Aisha. Okay, so now do it again. Woohoo! All right, let's see. I didn't realize I was going to do this today, so I'm sorry I'm keeping everybody over, but I wish they would watch the replay. It is Linda again. Holy cow. See, it is your birthday. All right. So Linda has now hit the board for the semi-finalist round. And as I promised, we will finish this board right now. Oh, no, we're not. Is Lori Armstrong here? Is she just quiet today? What is going on with her? Anyway, what do we have for the grand prize? Let's look at these prizes. Okay. What do I got here? Oh, I have a third one that I had hanging around here since the last time. So we have the first choice. My coffee is still not gone, so I can delay of game, right? Okay, so my first bag here has some Natura Lace Malabrigo. This is the first choice. Now, keep track of this, or you'll have to watch a replay. So this is the teal and the natural. And is it Malabrigo? I don't know. I can't remember. It looks like it is. Yeah, this is Malabrigo from Jimmy Beans. And that came with a beautiful pair of scissors. That was in there. I will add the pattern off the website in this bag for that month of that Jimmy Bean's opening. And I will also add in their choice of handmade stitch marker by me. So that was number 1. Number 2 was in this bag. And this one was a Yarnable. The Yarnable from the Unicorn colorway. And that's that one. And I put in a beautiful heart stitch marker on that one. This is a DK weight. It has 246 yards of a beautiful 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon. So that is one of the Yarnables. The third one is a one we had in here last Christmas in the bracket game that was not won. There is going to be crinkling. This is a special hard candy Christmas colorway. It is a plump DK superwash merino and nylon, 85-15, 246 yards, and it is from Stitchin' with Yarn, which is Christi Rumley's. And there is a Santa Claus on here. So you have a choice of those 3. And who will it be? I know, I delayed it. I'm a pain in the butt. But it's my show. So I can. Okay, so I'm going to put those 3 right back up there because I don't want to forget what in the heck we're doing here. And now I'm going to, here we go. We're going to put everybody's name, all 4 semifinalists, into the wheel. Wonder if I should use the big one. The big, yeah, this one. Yeah, let's use this one. Okay. Just have to backspace the 8 names out that I had in here. Hit the results tab and clear that list. And then I can put in Mrs. C, which is Diane. And then number 2 is Beverly's Crafts. Number 3, which is Linda Hendren, Birthday Girl. And number 4, which is Steve Flanagan. Ooh, there are some awesome names in here. All of you are awesome, awesome, awesome people. Don't get me wrong. But this is what we worked our way down to. So I'm going to come back over here and show you the big wheel. Yes, it's bright, a little bit bright, but it is whirling around. All 4 names are in there. Okay, we're going to get a winner here. Winner here. What do we got? Oh, Lori slept in. I guess she's okay. Beverly Crafts. Beverly Crafts, you won. And guess what? I got to say something right now. Beverly does not have a yarn Swift. And all 3 of these skeins are, or all 4 of them anyway, are not rolled up. So congratulations, Beverly. So Beverly, if you want me to roll them, that's fine. I will roll it. But if you want something that's not in there, that is regular yarn, that's on regular skein, then you let me know. You let me know, and I will trade it up. Let's Make a Yarn Deal is also going on the bracket game. So the congratulations, we ended a bracket and we will start a new one next week. I will have that all ready. There'll be 32 names on, or 32 spots on there, all fresh and ready to go. Thank you all for playing. It's been a great morning. I had a lot of fun. I always do. And I wish you all a wonderful weekend. I'll see you all in the next addictions video. Oh, we did have a drawing. We had a drawing on Christmas in July from the video 148. If you're not entered into that, please go to video number addictions number 148 and make sure that you watch that video and enter into that drawing, because it's Christmas in July and I'm not done. There's still another drawing. I will, Joanne. I will have Doug do that. Mr. Creations will do that for you if you want, Beverly. And so we had a new winner from that was Karen K. She's on vacation. I understand that she's out of the country, so she will claim that, not a problem. And so the pink and gray out of that is hers. So that's still ongoing. I had a winner for the scraps. I picked out some scraps for that person, and that is Victoria. And I also had a cuddle along winner, and her name is Lauren. So it's been awesome. It's been an awesome week. Take care. Take a moment out of each day. Be creative. Talk to you later. Bye for now.